Hey, what is up, NGDL fans? So we have week 5 already, week 5 of the NGDL here. And my opponent is actually the leader of the Green Division, and he's 4-0. Now, I actually had this guy ranked, this team, the Almelo Alomomolas, and I'm only going to say that name once because that is a tongue twister. But I actually had them ranked last in their division in my Power Rankings video. He has certainly proven me wrong. Got off to a 4-0 start. I really need this win. It's going to be pretty hard to come by. He's obviously a very experienced battler. In fact, his name is Ominous Acid. He's actually one of the few people in the NGDL. I don't believe I've actually fought on YouTube yet. But yeah, he's a YouTuber, so check out his channel too. So I'll leave that in the description. So there is my team, and I was kind of maybe thinking about doing a transaction this week, but I ultimately decided not to. That's all I really have to say. I have Mega Blaziken. I mean, if you haven't watched a single one before now, so that's cool. But anyway, there's his team. And if you recall, this is the team that kind of overspent a little bit on Heatran and Raikou in the bidding phase. And he did make a transaction this week. He originally had Combuskin as his last pick, and he decided to bring Floatzel, which is interesting. And, he's obviously going to bring it. He definitely wants that water priority to use against Blaziken if the need be, if it comes to that. And aside from that, he has obviously that prankster annoying thing, Whimsicott. So, yeah, that can also potentially stop Mega Blaziken. But looking at his team, I decide, you know what? Let's bring back Sawsbuck. He does have a decent matchup against this guy, and I can use the Sun to my advantage to lower the power of, water moves. And I can use Sawsbuck, hopefully, to everything hard, because obviously last time I used Grandium Z, I decided to bring it again there. And looking at his team, it's pretty much all of what I expected. So that's pretty cool. In fact, I think this is the first time in the NGDL, even going back to the NGDL 1, that all 6 Pokemon the opponent brought is exactly what I thought he'd bring. So that's good. Let's see if it translates into a win. Anyway, so he's going to go ahead and lead with this annoying thing, this, I just said its name, Whimsicott. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and lead with my Araquanid. And I did that because I kind of thought he would lead with Heatran, because Heatran kind of uses a lead sometimes. And I'm really thankful he did not lead with Raikou. This allows me to set up Sticky Webs right off the bat. And look, going into this match, I knew that I wanted to set up Sticky Webs to limit how fast his Pokemon are. That allows me to not run Protect necessarily on Blaziken. And I actually think I brought Swords Dance on this one. So anyway, he's going to go for a Shadow Ball, and this was the play of the match. It was like the ballsiest play. I decided to stay in against Raikou, and I'm not even Assault Vested. And I'm like, no way he goes for Thunderbolt and risk Donphan, man. I'm just going to go ahead and cripple this thing with Liquidation, and that's what ends up happening. He goes for the Shadow Ball, and yeah, that is amazing because I take virtually nothing from that. But now I am going to go ahead and switch into Donphan, because I thought he might switch it up into Thunderbolt. He actually makes a pretty good play going out into, I guess, predicting Donphan this term, going out into his Delmise. So I'm going to go into my Ninetales. I'm kind of obviously predicting the Power Whip, and indeed he does go for it. It ends up doing more than half despite the resistance. So I kind of thought maybe banned at this point, but then again, this thing does hit hard no matter what. It has a pretty good attack stat. So it is going to go ahead and switch out. He goes out into Heatran, predicting the fire move, and I make a pretty good play here on the switch going for Hypnosis. I figured, it's probably worth the risk because he's not going to go ahead and stay in. He's probably going to go out into Heatran. If I can get this thing asleep, that is in my favor. So with this thing asleep, I'm just going to go out into my Mega Blaziken, well, my regular Blaziken at this point. Obviously, this is his guaranteed turn to sleep, and why is Heatran's eyes open? That's kind of weird. All the other Pokemon close their eyes, and I don't know why Heatran doesn't. It's kind of just really weird. But no, I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve now, and I actually brought Earthquake for Raikou and Heatran, so I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to be able to get the kill on this, and then, after that, I'm obviously going to be able to get the speed boost, so that's kind of nice. Although, predictably, he is going to go ahead and bring an Intimidate Crocodile, and yeah, that's predictable, because that's another way he can stop a Blaziken sweep, so he's going to come in here, get the Intimidate, so, now I have to switch out. I don't want to stay in and die. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and switch out. I go into my Sawsbuck, doing that, predicting the Earthquake. He ends up going for a Stone Edge, and he misses, which actually really does hurt him here, because now I know that he can't OHIT KO me, so I'm just going to try to set up here with a Swords Dance. He's going to go out into his Delmise, so I get the Swords Dance up. I obviously have Chlorophyll, being that this is meant to be used, kind of in the sun with Ninetales. Part of the reason I drafted Sawsbuck. Originally wanted Leafeon, but kind of glad I got Sawsbuck now. But here, some weird things go on. So I go for a Mega Horn and miss. He goes for a Power Whip and misses. And then we do it again. I go for a Mega Horn and miss. He goes for a Power Whip and miss. And it ends up actually working out for him a little more than it does me, because what it does is he actually is able to stall the Sun here. So he knows that this is the last turn of Sun, so this is a really heads-up play, going for that Rapid Spin. And I'm going to go, actually, I think the last turn was the last turn of Sun. But that's actually a pretty heads-up play because I don't kill him with this third Mega Horn, and I'm just going to go for a Horn Leash. Now, at this point in the match, I'm like, well, now in hindsight, I really wish I brought Bug EMZ instead of Ground EMZ. But whatever. In comes Floatzel, and that's the reason that he Rapid Spinned. He obviously wants to get in here on this Floatzel at full speed, and I think something's fishy here, because normally you would not switch a Floatzel in on a Sawsbuck, and there we go. The Sub-Zero Slammer, excellent switch for me, going to a Araquanid, and I was thinking, okay, I don't think Ice Punch can kill me, but at the same time, there's a reason that he wanted to be faster when he switched in, because obviously with the Sun gone, all he needed to do was get rid of the Sticky Web to be faster, and that was awesome, because it wastes his Z move, and that is just excellent, and I'm just going to go ahead and be able to set up Sticky Webs again, although he is able to get in again on Raikou while the Sticky Webs were down. So Raikou's obviously the fast Pokemon on his team, and one of the things I really wanted to gimp here were Sticky Webs, and that thing is a threat without a speed reduction. I do still have Donphan. I'm going to go into it now, and ends up predicting right here. He goes for a Thunderbolt. Now, I kind of don't know if there's a misplay. I know that he's going to have Hidden Power Ice. I was kind of hoping I might be able to take two. I decided to set up the Stealth Rocks because I know that his Defogger is gone, and I wanted to break any sashes the rest of his team had. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take two Hidden Power Ices, so this is actually going to cost me Donphan when I could have gotten the kill here in Raikou. But like I said, I mean, it's kind of late in the match for Stealth Rocks, to really do a lot of damage, but he does have quite a few Pokemon left that could potentially have a Focus Sash, so I just wanted to get rid of any possibility of that. So anyway, just going to go into my Thundurus. I actually brought a Defiant one this time, mainly for the Crocodile, because I have Superpower on it, and it is still Scarfed. I was debating a Life Orb one, but like, I probably want to go Scarfingless, in case he has Pokemon, in case he gets Raikou out, without a Sticky Web on it. So that's pretty cool for me. I'm just able to go to U-turn to kill it. I U-turn into Ninetales with the Sun again. He's going to go back into this thing, this prankster thing, and he's going to obviously waste his, or well, not waste, but use his, remaining turn here to get off a Tailwind, which he's hoping will turn the tides. But Tailwind does double his speed, but he's still coming in here with -1 speed. So that's in my advantage. Although this Crocodile is still going to be a threat, and I don't know what the item is on this Crook. And that's going to obviously advantage him a little bit. I'm kind of thinking it could be Scarfed. He does outspeed Ninetales here, obviously. He would have outsped even if he wasn't Scarfed, because the Tailwind gives him a little bit more speed than, is reduced. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to maybe just play it safe, assume he's Scarfed. He went for a knockoff. I'll go into Mega Blaziken, and then he pops out here that he's not Scarfed and just goes for EQ. Kind of a shame I didn't bring Protect this time, because then I could have maybe finished up with Mega Blaziken, but whatever. Now that I know that he can switch moves, I'm pretty sure Sawsbuck can handle this. Plus, his remaining Pokemon with Ice Punch is, he can't switch it in easily on a Horn Leech, and I know that by the time I kill this Crocodile, the Tailwind will go away, and that means I can almost certainly, and plus I am also getting double speed because of the Sun. So as long as the Sun is up, I'm going to be able to outspeed the rest of his team, including his Floatzel. So down goes Crocodile, and his last Pokemon is Floatzel. He's just going to go for an Aqua Jet, but with the resistance that I have in the Sun, that is going to do laughable damage, and my steed, Sawsbuck here, gets another KO while restoring pretty much its health to full. So, gotta hand it to Sawsbuck. I've used it in 2 games, and it has 6 KOs now. That is absurd. This Sawsbuck thing that I drafted kind of because Leafeon got sniped from me, because I thought it would fill the same role. It has exceeded expectations. Sawsbuck, you are a steed. You are a stud steed. Anyway, today's question, and this win feels good. We advanced to 4-1, so that's a good record. Yeah, it felt really good. I feel really good after this match. I feel like I played real well, but yeah, obviously we're still chasing C-Fran's team in the Blue Division. Let's go into today's question of the day, which will be, what is your least favorite gym? And I'm talking about like the physical gym. Now, this goes along with the last question of the day, which what is your favorite gym layout? And I'm talking about like the physical gym, not necessarily the gym leader. So what is your least favorite? The one that you have the least amount of, fond memories of. As for me, probably going to be Mahogany City's gym, and that is Price's gym, the ice one. And that's because I freaking hate ice mages. Screw ice mages. When I was a little kid, I tried to brute force it. I don't know. When I was a kid, it just annoyed me, and it still kind of annoys me. Now it's not so bad because I kind of remember the layout. I'm talking about the gold, silver, crystal version, by the way. But yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Go Dolphiones! Later.